Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nicole. My band is Hello the Future. I am the only person in my band. If you have a smartphone in your pocket, please remove it from your pocket and hold it in the air. We're going to need it for this song. I see we got one in the air. Thank you, two. Thank you. This song is called Drop It on the Twitters. Drop it on the Twitters. Drop it on the Twitters. Drop it on the Twitters that you're attending Hello the Future live at Soul Food Books for the second time. They like me so much. We were so nice. We did it twice. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it on the Twitters. Make sure you include my name in the at reply so I can follow you later. Hello the Future is spelled the traditional way. Drop it on the Twitters. Retweet. So I do a lot of fandom songs, as you might guess. I'm playing NorwestCon tomorrow. You should totally come. Woo! NorwestCon is the best con. This song is about Joss Whedon's short-lived but absolutely perfect series, Firefly. By the way, it's Nathan Fillion's birthday today. Say happy birthday to Nathan Fillion. He's not here to hear it. But this song is not about Nathan Fillion because we all know who the coolest character on Firefly was. You'd look just as good in tight pants if you dared to wear them. And I know that you don't, but I want you to know that you would. It's you on my arm I want at every shindig with you in my life. Every moment my life is good. And I don't care that you're not the captain. And I don't care that you're not in charge. All I want is you to push the button, drive the stick, we're going to fly, and only you can take me higher. Watch how we soar when we're together. Watch how we fly when we're side by side or back to back, front to front. Whatever, watch how we soar when we're together. Watch how we fly when we're a team. I've got your back and your mouth and your mind. And darling, you know I know when I'm not looking, you play with your toys. I know. It's okay, I know what I picked. When I picked it and when I picked you, I knew it's you in my bunk that I want at the end of the day. And I don't think of you as just the funny one. And I don't think of you as just the nerd. The only one who knows my ship and what I need is for you to take me flying. Watch how we soar when we're together. Watch how we fly when we're side by side or back to back or front to front. Whatever, watch how we soar when we're together. Watch how we fly when we're a team. I've got your back and your mouth and your mind. And watch how we bridge the distance between when you're on the bridge and I'm on the ground, keeping the fight, watching the sky. And at the end of the day, we've got stories to tell, so you come and to take me up because it's our turn to fly. And then you said, curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. That's why I like you. And I don't care that you're not the captain, because I'll always be your first mate. All I want is you to push the button, drive the stick, we're going to fly, and only you can take me higher. Watch how we soar when we're together. Watch how we fly when we're side by side, or back to back, or front to front. Whatever, watch how we soar when we're together. Watch how we fly when we're a team. I've got your back and your mouth and your mind. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Thank you. So we are in a bookstore, which makes me so very, very excited because books are one of my favorite things. This song is about books. I'll just tell you that right now. Many of my songs are about fandom things. This is actually based on a true story. It is called The Swan's Name Was Ingrid. The swan's name was Ingrid. I read that book 11 times. 11 times. On Sunday afternoons when I had nothing else to do but sit and memorize the details of the worlds in which I wish I lived, and more than that, the authors' lives who wrote them. My world of balance, world of ruin, world of early mornings, waking up to take a fearless dip into the serpent trench, and afternoons in Arden, taking notes of all the words I didn't know, with just 2 ages down and 5 more left to go. But all these hours stacked like bricks between the person who I was and who I wanted to be. Time to turn the pages. My house was big, my world was small, so it was waiting for me. Maybe I'll read that book one more time. My robot armor, I put it on before I left my room. My little room. The clunky legs and clumsy arms were poorly made, but inside was the only thing I thought was true. I couldn't share myself with anyone, with any place, with anything except the worlds I made. Written in the pages of the books I read and stories wrote, and music that I practiced and played when I had nothing to do but time. Back then I thought I read the alethiometer by grace. Back in my slanted room with books all around me, I thought I knew that I already knew enough to be the person I envisioned. Loathe the future with me. Anne and Emily and Jane and Joe, like all those heroines, a variation on a theme instead. I got myself a finished book, a guitar, and a dream. Instead I got myself a tiny little window on a tiny little screen. Yes, me and everybody else. And I heard Chronos speak. I beat that game 11 times. 11 times. The summer I spent clearing plates and thinking I was paying dues. And if I studied and applied myself, I'd be admired for my thoughts and work and worlds that I'd created from my mind. Turn to words on pages, all the truth I'd ever learned, in secret passages that someday you'd find when you would read my book one more time. Back then I thought I read the alethiometer by grace. Now I learn to read the alethiometer by work. Work of a lifetime. But I have nothing to do but time. I noticed that mentioning I beat all the chrono triggers made you actually move closer to hear me. Anyone else want to know some video game statistics? I have beaten most of them. Woo! We should talk later. So who here has read all 3,500 pages of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire? Woo! And who here is excited about the TV series starting next Sunday? Woo! I am actually throwing a Game of Thrones Season 3 premiere party at my hotel room in the Hampton. If you are interested, if you can hear my voice, you were invited. Come talk to me. Come talk to me. We're cosplaying. It's going to be sweet. So I had this guy I was dating once, and he had not read the books, but he had seen the TV show. I know. And then he dumped me over GChat. Yeah. And then I wrote this song about him. It has a part for you. When I sing do-do-do-do, you sing do-do-do-do. Cool, we got it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Do-do-do-do, 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 do-do-do-do. You got it. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Now you all shut up. I spent last night trying to fold paper cranes to forgive you, but I'm not very good at handicrafts, and all my cranes turned into little wads of paper. I didn't even get to the part where I blew them up with my angry breath and sent them flying about 1.5 feet across my room. To forgive you, I pictured my windowsill filled with crane after crane after crane after crane after crane to prove that I am the type who can give and forgive and forget and release all the pain. I guess, but it's not pain that I'm feeling. It's more like a thirst for revenge, and I really want to text you what happens at the red wedding. There's the payoff. I really, 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 really want to ruin your year. Now we sing! Do-do-do-do. 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 And I've done all the right things, like I deleted you from my Twitter. I mean, I pulled you from the list of people I actually read, but I haven't got to the point where I'll unfollow you. I'm saving that for when you finally get 10,000 followers. As soon as you announce it, you'll only have 9,999. But by then I'll have a windowsill filled with crane after crane after crane after crane after crane to prove that I am the type who can give and forgive and forget and never complain. I guess that you told me you loved me and then told me you'd become bored, and I really want to text you what happens with Tyrion and Shay. I really, 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 really want to ruin your year. But as you know, I won't do any of that, although it would be so easy. You can't unsee a text, as you of all people should know, and I spent way too much time working out if I could spoil Game of Thrones Season 3 in a single text. Saving room for the words, now we're even. Ready? Do-da-do-do, do-da-do-do, do-da-do-do. Do-da-do-do, do-da-do-do. Keep singing, do-do. Never mind. I've watched the YouTube, but I still can't make my corners fold, and I never get the creases very straight, and all I'm left with is a pile of wasted paper. I didn't even get to the part where I got to try to forgive you. As it turns out, I can't make a paper crane to save your life, so I'll never have a windowsill filled with crane after crane after crane after crane after crane to prove that I am the type who can give and forgive and forget, so I have to explain. I guess why I wrote you a song is a promise that you'll never see me ever try to text you that Sam becomes a fucking slayer. I'm not the kind of person who will ever try to ruin your year. Last time, do-da-do-do, 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 do-da-do-do. And that's forgiveness. Thank you. This is the part of the show where I grab my ukulele, because ukuleles are amazing. Woo! This is the part of the show where I bend over. You can all videotape that. Live streaming. Beautiful. It's my favorite part. As I tune my ukulele, because it's out of tune because I flew it from Los Angeles this morning. Woo! I will let you know that I have a bunch of merchandise sitting over there. I'm just going to mention that. Cool. The t-shirts, although I only have a sample of them, you can see I have 2 gigantic suitcases, which means I have every single size in both male and female cuts. So if you are a body, I have a shirt that fits you. That's a little sharp. That's right. Cool. I'm going to start with this one because I like it. Six, 5, 6, 7, 8. You light up the neurons in my brain. You trip the rods and the cones in my mind's eye. Upside down, and I see your face where it shouldn't be. And I don't wear my heart on my sleeve, but somehow I wonder if you see it through me. Every time I breathe, I hope, and I don't hope you notice me. I have to be so goddamn careful that I don't cup my hands and scare you away. least not today. Because I don't know quite how to seduce you, and I don't know what I'd do with you if you stayed. And you might not want to stay. Circuits blink as I write you a note. Do I hit send? Will you see through my code? And will you mind? I hope you won't think less of me. Fine lines that I won't cross, but it seems like you could read what I put in between them. You're just too bright to not notice my incandescency. I have to be so goddamn careful that I don't cup my hands and give it away. At least not today. Because I don't know quite how to seduce you, and I don't know what I'd do with you if you stayed. And you might not want to stay. I know I'm not a firefly, but baby, you've inspired bioluminescence. With your presence, you're making my skin turn red. And if you think it's untoward that you are the flame I'm flying towards, just say the word and I'll turn off my glow. You know, I just wanted you to know. I know you're not a firefly, but baby, you've inspired bioluminescence. With your presence, you're making my skin turn red. And if you think it's untoward that you are the flame I'm flying toward, just say the word and I'll turn off my glow. You know, I just wanted you to. I have to be so goddamn careful that I don't tip my hand and give it away. At least not today. Because I don't really want to be the one to seduce you. I want to be the one you choose. And all I can say is look my way, please. And I know that you don't see what I see, and you're probably not thinking of me. But maybe your light reflects off mine and then comes back to you with everything I wish you knew. I wish you knew. I know you're not a firefly, but baby, you've inspired bioluminescence. With your presence, you're making my skin turn red. And if you think it's untoward that you are the flame I'm flying toward, just say the word and I'll turn off my glow. You know, I just wanted you to know. One more time with everything I've got. I know we're not on Firefly, but I'll be Kaylee and you'll be Simon. Come and find me. I know you're not dumb. You know that I'll be in my bunk. And if you think it's untoward that you are the torch I'm singing for, just say the word and I'll turn off my glow. You know, I just wanted you to know. And at this point, we all need to turn and give a round of applause to Kevin Oakes, whose sound did that from scratch. Because I started like, oh, we didn't sound check the uke at all. I hope all of you can hear what is playing. Fantastic job, thank you. So yeah, I did 2 songs about Firefly. I'm sorry, terrible, terrible idea. I was hired also to do 7 songs about Cthulhu this year. Woo! I'm only gonna play 2 of them for you. I know. I remember the day Cthulhu threw me for a loop. He drove me crazy on a sunny afternoon. And when he called me, I knew my life would never be the same. Once I had learned to say his name, it would just be him and me, canoodling with Cthulhu. Just him and me, canoodling with Cthulhu. And when he holds me, we always know that I'm the little spoon inside a steaming bowl of Cthulhu noodle soup. And when he kisses, he always knows just how to hold on tight. Let's say that he holds on all night. I'll just spend every day just him and me. Canoodling with Cthulhu, just him and me. Canoodling with Cthulhu, and yes, he's totally cosmic. And yes, he's totally mine. And he's been dreaming about me all this time. And now he loves me. He says I warmed the stiffness of his heart and that he'll stay with me for a vigintillion years. And yes, a time may come, but I must not and cannot think that what is risen also sinks. I'll just spend every day, just him and me. Canoodling with Cthulhu, just him and me. Canoodling with Cthulhu. Thank you. I know, right? Cthulhu's like the best boyfriend ever. This song is only mildly appropriate for small children. You can, that's the right key. You can velocity in your velocipede. You can zap me on your zeppelin. You can shoot me on your ship, and you can bump me on your blimp, and you can steam me in your steam engine. And darling, of course you're going to undo my corset while I watch your watch parts grind. That's why steampunk love is the steamiest love of all. And when I woo you, I'll call your Cthulhu. You can taste my octopus pie. I'll wind up your clock, and then I'll polish your brass, and then I'll open up your parasol and blow you sky high. And after you've kissed me, you won't miss me, 'cause I'll make your metals hard. That's why steampunk love is the steamiest love of all. One more time. You can velocity me on your velocipede. You can zap me on your zeppelin. You can shoot me on your ship, and you can bump me on your blimp, and you can steam me in your steam engine. And darling, of course you're going to undo my corset while I watch your watch parts grind. That's why steampunk love is the steamiest love of all. Forget your Pulp Fiction. Steampunk love is the steamiest love of all. The other 5 songs just weren't any good. I only wrote them for the check. I will do one more ukulele song, and then we'll put it back. We'll get out the real guitar. This is a very new song. As you know, I sang a song about a terrible guy who dumped me on G-Chat. This is about a different guy. I like him better. There we go. The Oxford comma had fallen out of style by the first time we kissed. Above the dance, we put it back, we put it back. I left you 2 encrypted notes. You left my picture unattended for a year. And then you gave it back, and I saw my eyes reflected in yours. Both in that night and all the nights to follow. Lying on the floor, do-do-do-do. 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 Do 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 do. Tonight I'll dress, I'll kiss with fire, and we'll make lemon drinks with clouds of ice. They'll all look twice at me in gray and you in black. We'll change the way the story ends. Beside the elevators, the lights will kiss the cannon and then put it back. We'll put it back, and I'll see my eyes reflected in yours. Both in that night and all the nights to follow. Lying on the floor, my liquid you is your favorite thing. As you approach me with fervor and savor the sand that we kick in the face of fate. As hand in hand we endeavor. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I promised you we'd sail a boat. You say our ship will come in by next year. We shouldn't fear the words we're writing down. You hold the rope, I'll hold the wall. You frame the shots, I'll write the rhymes. We'll fill the gallery, then send it back, send them all back, and I'll see my eyes reflected in yours. Both in that night and all the nights to follow. Lying on the floor, I'll see my eyes reflected in yours. Both in that night and all the nights to follow. Lying on the floor. Thank you. And that was fine. It didn't break. How are we doing on time, gentlemen time checkers? 7:25. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Because we have to have Ship of Dreams, who's going to sing after me. They are amazing. I already know this by hearing their sound check. Yeah, I know. You guys rock so hard. I'm going to be dancing in the back, fueled by hemp tea and chocolate. I know. Buy some chocolate. Are we good? Cool. I wrote 100 songs in 100 weeks. I'm still not internet famous. But I put them on the YouTubes, and at the very beginning when I was just learning how to play the guitar, I wrote this song called Monkeys and Robots, because that's what all nerds write about is monkeys and robots. And for some reason, everyone really liked it, so I will play it for you now. We're in tune-ish. Monkeys and robots and monkeys and robots. 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 Monkeys and robots and monkeys and science. Monkeys and robots and monkeys and science. Science and monkeys and robots and science. Monkeys and robots and monkeys and robots. Monkeys and robots and monkeys and mathnet. Monkeys and robots and monkeys and mathnet. Monkeys learn math while the robots learn science. Monkeys and robots and monkeys and robots. Monkeys and robots and monkeys and fractals. Robots and monkeys and robots and neutrons. Monkeys take pencils and make pieces of fractals. Robots build thumbs and play marbles with neutrons. One of the marbles hits one of the monkeys. He takes his pencil and punches the neutron, and then it explodes just like all of the fractals. And the monkeys and robots and monkeys and robots. Pieces of monkeys of pieces of robots. Pieces of monkeys and pieces of robots. MathNet's still playing, but nobody's watching. Now the pieces of monkeys or pieces of robots. 2, 3, 4. One little opposable thumb crawls by. It picks up one tiny robot eye. Robots and robots rebuild all the robots. Robots and robots rebuild all the monkeys. Isn't it nice that they rebuilt the monkeys? Monkeys and robots and monkeys and robots. 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 Thank you. We have now come to the anti-penultimate song, which means the song before the end. I do not know if any of you are familiar with Jeff Jack's webcomic Questionable Content. Good! For the rest of you, you can just type questionable content into Google later. I have an album over there called Geek Girl EP. Being a geek girl or geek woman, I write a lot of songs about geek girls. This is one of them. Oh, I wish I were a questionable content girl, 'cause then I would be pretty. And at this point, we stop the show. We find out how many of you have been to a Hello the Future show before. I know at least one of you, maybe 3 of you. Because I'm going to ask you to tell me I'm pretty. I tried really hard. You don't even know how many pins are in this thing. I wish I were a questionable content girl, 'cause then I would be pretty. Woo! Audience report, now we love each other, you're more likely to buy my CDs. I wish I were a questionable content girl, 'cause then I would be hanging out with Marigold and Hanners as they played games in their rooms. Then we'd go and take a break at Coffee of Doom, where Faye would draw a skull and crossbones floating in my cappuccino foam. And if I were a questionable content girl, I'd be home. Yes, I wish I were a questionable content girl, 'cause then I'd have a boyfriend. I'd have a lot of quirky little mishaps first. But then I'd have a boyfriend who would jam with me on bass guitar and then go fight the horde. I'd be the better player, but he'd have the bigger sword. He wouldn't waste his energy trying to make me something that I'm not. And if I were a questionable content girl, I'd be hot. I'd fit right in. I'm not that hard to draw. I don't take up much space. My storyline would be how I would Roomba sit for the Roombas at Faye and Martin's place when they got home. I'd have the house so clean, even Hanners would be scared. Make sure you draw me with bigger please. And if I were a questionable content girl, I guess I'd have a robot. I'd have a robot. I'd even forget all about the boyfriend thing if I could have a robot. Who would help me make decisions like which science we should try, the one that might destroy the world or the one that makes a pie? And afterwards we'd eat the pie and my robot friend would autoclave the plate. And if I were a questionable content girl, that'd be great. Yes, I wish I were a questionable content girl, because then I would be pretty, and I'd get to live in questionable content world where people can take lunch trays and go sledding down the giant hill and never miss the curve, where top hats can appear at will and science is a verb, where birds can talk and bands can rock and parties go for days before they're through. I wish I lived in questionable content world. Don't you? Don't you? Don't forget about the bigger hair, please. Woo! I'm now going to sing for you a song about computers. I believe we have heard of them. Once a king or queen of Canaria, always a king or queen. Once a king or queen of Canaria, always a king or queen. Now you're going to have to stick with me if you don't know what I mean. But if you do, I think you once were a king or queen. I am pretty sure you were. I think that most of you either played Zork, King's Quest, or both. Woo! Do you remember the first time you touched a computer? Because even before Atari, there were computers. I hunted my first Wumpus when I was 2 years old, and I still remember the song it played for me. Beep, beep. And no matter what else you were doing as a kid, nothing gave you as much power as this thing did. That's why they called it Nintendo Power. You could learn how to build cities, you could go and flick some doom until your mom told you to go clean your room. And at school there was that one class called computers. And if you were good at that one class called computers, everyone would watch you as you started to play, because it was time to go blow some buffalo away. There's always room in the world for one more Oregon Trail joke, and I'm gonna make it. Because once you take your family safely across the Oregon Trail, always you take your family safely across the Oregon Trail, except when you let them get dysentery so you can write their epitaph. And you write one that makes everyone laugh. Here lies Butts. He had a butt. 4th grade. And then, well, then you went to college. And man, what kind of a disappointment was college? You still had to show your freaking work and do assignments that had no purpose. But saving the princess had a purpose. Defeating GLaDOS had a purpose. It was continuous improvement of immeasurable skill, and for most of us it was a triumph. And tell me, where else did you get to triumph? I mean, unequivocally, inexorably triumph. So you rushed through your assignments with +2 dexterity and speed, so you could get back to what your soul really needs. All right, this one is a little obscure. I'm looking at you, sir. You're gonna name this game for me. Here we go. Because once you save your little brother from ape-eating crocodiles, always you save your little brother from ape-eating crocodiles. Anyone? No one is a fan of Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest. Man, that sequel to a franchise was so amazing. And once you save the princess, you can't handle her being found, so you pay Bowser to make sure she's not around. And of course, by Bowser, I mean Nintendo Corporation. You actually pay Nintendo Corporation. And speaking of Nintendo Corporation, once you are invincible, you can't handle it being invincible. How old are you when you learn the word invincible? You can't handle it being invincible. Once you've turned on the Game Genie, you can't unturn on the Game Genie. Once you've tasted programming power, there's no going back. You're gonna sing with me. Do 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 B section Thank you for breaking international copyright law with me. It's on the Ustream. And now that we're grown up, well, we're still playing. We joined the grown-up world, but we're still playing. No matter what we do, we still come back to the game. And it's not because we think real life is lame. Because it isn't. Real life is awesome. It's just, whoa, real life! Thank you. Thank you. It's just, remember all those books where all those kids went into other worlds to do the things they did. As soon as they got home, they only wanted to come back as there was something there that the rest of the world lacked. You could say it was the challenge or the test. But you and I both know it was the freaking ass quest. Don't make me drop the Campbell bomb. I knew this crowd would get that one. You know what I mean, 'cause I know you all were once kings and queens. 'Cause once a king or queen of Canaria, always a king or queen. Once a king or queen of Canaria, always a king or queen. That's how we took Final Fantasy from numbers 1 to 14. 'Cause life doesn't let you be a king or queen. I mean, life lets a couple people be kings or queens. Kate Middleton has a chance if Queen Elizabeth ever, you know. I am beginning to suspect that she is a Highlander. Which, of course, manages to insult 2 nations. I guess if you really tried, you could become a ninja. I think there are still places in this world where you can learn how to become a ninja, but there aren't a lot of job opportunities. Batman is already taken. You could be a thief. It's easy, but I don't recommend it. Or you could be like me, a spoony bard. That is what I am, a spoony bard. Dang it, Final Fantasy couldn't think of anything better for me to do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Beep, beep. Thank you. We have come up now to the very, what is this? Is this me? We have come up to the very, very last song from me, but please do not leave. I mean, do get up out of your seats because that's where my merch is, but then come back to your seats, sit in the front row for Ship of Dreams because they'll be amazing. Also buy a coffee, then come back and sit in the front row for Ship of Dreams because they will be amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nicole. My band is Hello the Future. This is the entire band. This song is about LARPing. When we were kids, we'd played all kinds of games. Ninja Turtles, anyone that we wanted to pretend we were, we'd be Mom or Dad or Barbie. Or the red mage from Final Fantasy. Harry's got a wand, Mega Man's blue. Grab the clothes and do what they would do. We'd become whoever we wanted to. Life is just the same. You don't have to go out into the woods to play. You don't have to build a suit of chainmail armor to play. I mean, if you want to build a suit of chainmail armor, that's okay. But here's my secret to the world already works that way. So come along and sing with me. Life is a LARP, la 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 LARP. Your turn. Life is a LARP, la 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 LARP. You'll get a few more chances. Just think of all the stuff you did today. Woke up and put on your fancy clothes. Blow the snot out of your fancy nose. Practice punctuality and go where responsible people go. Maybe you don't have to fight a slime, but you'd better get to work on time. Make sure that your output better shine. You are on your way. The other side is that whatever you want to do, you grab the roll and suddenly the work comes true. Want to climb a mountain, got to buy the shoes. All you have to do is just be brave enough to choose. So come along and sing with me. Life is a LARP. Use your pattern brains, nerds. Life is a LARP. LARP. And I've become a rock star. Kind of maybe filky rock star. Yes, I've become a rock star. And I have the CDs to prove it. How about you? I know you think you've rolled and checked your stats. You're already good as you can get. You can't be what you haven't been yet. Anything you want to do has some prerequisite you haven't met. Or you might think that you're not enough. Better rolls come to people with better stuff. I say that it's time to level up. You work with where you're at. And every day try on the stats you want to play. Grab the rule book, learn the rules, and start to play. You'll find that what you want isn't so far away. As long as you work at it consistently and with focus, watching for opportunity, learning about the other players, and connecting with the community. And don't forget to practice every day. So one more time, just sing with me. I know you know the words. Life is a LARP. LARP. Last time. Life is a LARP. LARP. The end. Woo! Thank you all so very, 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 very much, and thank you, Soul Food. Please stick around for Ship of Dreams.